Williams and Nick Bosa on the same team, competing, collaborating, and seeing them in the same locker room?
I mean, you have Trent Williams, who's a walking Hall of Famer. Nick Bosa, who's basically he was the NFL MVP, and he's been fantastic since we drafted him as a rookie. So seeing them compete since 2020, it's awesome. You see two guys really at the top of their game, and Nick's only getting better, and Trent still is only getting better. But seeing them compete every single day, it's awesome. I remember in 2020, we signed Jordan Reed, tight end from the Washington football team Commanders, and like he said, he goes, I've never seen Trent Williams lose a one-on-one. And I know Nick won a couple, that year when they first started, but he'd said he'd never seen him in however 8 years they played together at Washington. And so seeing Nick, get a win or two, it's just like, okay, that's pretty good. And then he's only gotten better. And I know that whenever Nick and Trent go against each other, Trent, it turns it up a little bit. It turns into a different notch. That's a game day for him. And so seeing that competition is always amazing.
They make it a point to talk after every game, that they check in with each other. Do you ever drop in on some of those conversations?
Not between them. I like to give them their space because they're both football minds. I wish you could sit down and talk to Trent Williams about football. Like we fly on the plane, Trent Williams sits right next to me, and I always like just to lean over and listen to how he talks about his approach to how he blocks guys, the amount of tape he watches on every single defensive end that he's going to go against. He just watches hundreds of cut-ups of every rush they've had in the last several years, and just, all right, well, I know that's his main move. Well, I know this is his counter move. Well, I'm just going to do this, and that will get rid of his one route move, and it will also get rid of his counter move. And then most guys don't have anything plus that besides a guy like Nick Bosa, your elite pass rushers. But Trent does such a good job of his research, his study, and just listening to him talk football. It's like, that's almost more fluent to him than English.
Your response to the NFL news of the day, DeMar of the Bills, not only opens his eyes, writes down to doctors who won the game, and then they go, no, you won. You won the game of life.
It's incredible. I know the whole NFL was kind of at a standstill. Everybody was when it first happened Monday night. It's just a wild thing to see. And I got friends on the Bengals. I got friends on the Bills, and just talking to them about what it was like on the field. You'd never really experienced that before. No one's. I've had. I remember my rookie year, we had an ambulance on the field in a camp practice, I think it was, and that kind of shook me. And then we had Trent Cannon, but they were both moving and awake. There was no, potential loss of life. And for those guys to witness that, and then for that training staff and those professionals to perform CPR for that long and to save him, to give him a chance at life, and then for him to wake up. I think it's a weight lifted off all of our shoulders, because that's been one thing that we've all been thinking about is he okay? And it's really just puts football into perspective. We play a sport that could happen on any snap. That wasn't some crazy hit, some crazy fall. That was just a routine tackle, and for that to happen, it's scary, and that's just the sport we play. But I think everyone in this locker room is just much happier knowing that he's taken steps forward and he's doing all right.
You got Devo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell back in the mix this week.
That's fun.
How's the energy been?
Oh, fantastic. Elijah's wonderful to block for. He's a running back that he gets downhill so fast. He makes it really easy to block. And then Devo, he's an engine for us. He's a trainer on the tracks and no one wants to get in the way of. I'm excited to see him with the ball again, because every time he touches the ball and makes a guy miss or truck sticks a guy, he definitely sets the tone for our offense. And when he's doing stuff like that, and IU's playing at the level he is, all of our skill guys are playing at the level we are, it's just fun to bring him back in the mix.
Is the energy even higher at practice?
Oh yeah, we were feeling ourselves today.
George, this is a little bit random, but Ray McLeod's game day fits have become somewhat epic.
Fantastic.
And I was just wondering if you could talk about how they embody his personality.
He's a pretty quiet guy. I like when we first got him, you couldn't really hear him talk when he's just quiet. But then he started, I remember his Chicago Bears outfit was just totally different. And I was like, all right. But I'm all for guys, wearing how they're feeling or wearing whatever flair they want to wear that day. And I really appreciate that. It's definitely different. It's a different type of fashion. I think he's inspired other wide receivers to do the same. And our game day outfits have definitely been louder this year, but I love it. Ray's a hell of a football player. What he does at punt returner is absolutely insane. How he catches the ball with a guy 6 inches in front of his face, makes a miss, and still gets 10 yards. But then what he's been doing for us anyway, on the offense since Devo's been out, he's been fantastic. He's been dialed in, and be around a guy like that who also has the swagger that he has is really fun.
That's good.
Hey, George. Thank you, George.
Thanks, guys.